What is happening there, people? This is going to be completely different today. This is like going to be a reaction video on knife crime and stuff like that. So yeah, if you live in the UK, you know the rest. But yeah, I mean, my audience across the pond and other countries, it kind of gives you an insight to what is actually going on and what the streets is actually like. So yeah, chime in on this, bro. This is like a documentary from Sky News. It's an interesting one. I'll pick it out. I haven't watched it yet, so yeah, we'll be reacting to it. If y'all want more of this, make sure y'all comment down below. We'll do some more of these if you like this. Completely different, switching it up, the content. So yeah, big man Tim, let's get on with it.
This is the Met's Northwest Area Task Force on the front line of the fight against knife crime and gang violence.
We've been regrouped and we're now on the way to Newham, where last week there was a murder which involved a knife, and we're going to execute a search warrant at a high-risk address which is known for drug use.
The officers who forced their way into this crack den are wearing full protection, as information from Murder Squad detectives suggests the possibility of weapons inside.
By the way, this is how it usually goes down. Like, they all come, like, when they conduct a raid, bro, they're all dressed up in this riot gear and all that, you know what I mean? But the thing is, they knew they had weapons and all that, so it's interesting. I don't know why they didn't call in, let's say, a gun squad, or let's say another team that can raid, but yeah, it's interesting, like, yeah.
If we find items on the property legally.
3 people inside the flats have been handcuffed as officers search the rooms. Within minutes, they've...
Now, let's just take a gander at that, people. Like, the thing is, bro, it's just like, that is just used for one thing only. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to go and, you know, put that through somebody just like, oh, stab him up, bro. That is just left for one thing only, and we all know what that is, bro. Like, so, it's gotten out of hand in terms of, you know, from a knife to now, these, like, it's becoming, like, a flex, isn't it? Like, all these swords and all that, like, oh, look, my knife's bigger than yours. It's like, what else is he using that for? You understand? But yeah,
found a samurai sword, an axe.
He said a samurai sword, bro. Like, it's going mad this around here these days, bro. I'm telling you, bro. People walk around not just with regular knives, but with swords and that. It's just, I'm trying to think you back in the medieval times and that.
And a knife the detectives believe to be the murder weapon.
Now, just look at that, bro. Big man T, yeah, like, it is crazy and all that, because, again, like, when you stick that in someone, bro, it's designed for one thing. You understand? Like, it's just crazy. So you got a samurai sword and that, bro. Like, you don't sound like, believe it or not, I've seen one of them, but they're for, like, military use. It's, like, for multi-survival team, because the, it's one of them multi-purpose knives, but usually mainly for, like, survival and all that. Really, they're just using that. But yeah, look at that, bro. That's crazy. Imagine that getting stuck into you. Imagine a dude pulls that into you in the street arguing. You know what I mean? That's how it be.
One of the suspects in there, we believe, has tried to put some drugs out of a window, because this officer has seen some drugs on the floor.
That's the problem with living in flats and all that. When, like, they come looking for you, all they can do is chuck the stuff out the window, or, you know, dispatch of it, because it's in, like, we call it flats, but apartments over there, or let's say other countries. I wouldn't know what the terminology would be used, but yeah, you can dispatch them quite easily in the flats and all that on the streets.
By my foot, as you can see, and then out on the ledge there's a bag. So, where are that? Oh yeah, 15, 20 bags of cannabis.
Yeah, there was selling weed and that, basically smoke, would you say? But yeah, that's just usual.
Do not move. Right, I've got a taser. If any of you kick off, you'll get tasered. Do you understand?
This is the raw reality of knife crime, which has shown a significant rise across the country. And today, nationwide, police are on the offensive with high-profile operations to get knives off the streets.
Now, as he said, they're trying to get knives to the street. Well, here's the problem with that: when you have multiple, people with blades and all that, pretty much like a fifth of the population, let's say, is running around or usually equipped with a knife. That's an issue because usually it's just like when it started, only certain people were just using the blade. Now everyone's got one on them, so it's just like it's an impossible job, mind you. It's a challenge, but like realistically, like it's a hard challenge to deal with because everyone has now a blade. It's crazy.
Lorraine Jones' life was torn apart by knife crime. She now helps run a boxing gym and community project in South London, set up in the memory.
Absolute respects, yeah. I mean, there you go. See, the thing, if all these people got all this testosterone and, let's say they want the smoke, bro, get yourself into the gym on this gentleman's sport. You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? That's why I went. I understand.
Of her son Dwayne, who was stabbed to death as he went to help another young man being chased by a gang of youths.
Yeah, I mean, and that's how it be. Like, let's say you intervene and then you end up getting stabbed. It's crazy. Like, that's why people be minding their own business these days. Like, I ain't getting involved. Why? Because, you know what I mean? They're going to turn the blade on me. So, let's say the people that tried to intervene or act a hero, bro, they're going to get served up. And this is another, again, result of a young man. You know what I mean? It shows. Crazy.
It feels like yesterday. It feels like you're living a dream. You just want to wake up. Feel like I have got a broken heart. It's disabled us. We're not the same. One of my daughters left home, so it was like I lost two. But obviously she couldn't cope with even being at home in the area. It's really shattered us as a family.
And exactly, and this is what happens when you go around stabbing people's families. You know what I mean? They've got to live with that, and they live in the same area, so they're living in the area where, you know what I mean, he was, let's say, murdered, and now they just got to live with that, and also continuation of people using knives in the area. You know what I mean? That to me is just, it's demoralizing, and it will just like wreck people's family. You understand? It's just like this is what happens when you end someone's life. You know what I mean? And then the family's got to deal with it.
In North London, officers are trying to contain a fight involving a gang of East European men. They've made several arrests.
So, Mark, this is apparently there was an altercation. It started off as like a criminal damage, I think, to a motor vehicle, and then an argument ensued, and apparently this was pulled and threatened.
I don't know why man's using that type of bat, but yeah, I mean, concealment, I guess. Like, if you're looking at it logically, like, people just go around, the thing is, in England, right, whatever you conceal or put down your shirt, bro, you're using it. End of story, bro, because I'm from the streets. I mean, I grew up in, you know what I mean, Broadwater Farm, so we used to seeing stuff like this, and anything you can stick down your track, like anything you can carry but not be seen by the public, they're wearing it. Honestly, bro, you're not looking for no fisticuffs no more. That's what you're gonna get.
And this is when the officers hit their emergency button to get us here, and as you can see, there's quite a few police officers here now to sort of take control of the situation.
From baseball bats to knives, even guns, gangs across the country are increasingly turning to deadly weapons to settle arguments.
Now, the reason for that is, it's just like, everyone's got a blade, you understand? It's no longer like, it's no fisticuffs and all that, so if people run out on people with blades, then they're going to pocket a firearm, isn't it? Because, like, I'm not trying to get served up on the street, so rather than having a blade, getting chased up the street with blades, which I'll show in the comings of this new reaction videos, in the video, a rapper got chased up the street with a knife. How you stop that is you just whip out a weapon, isn't it? Like a pistol. That's why, a lot of people now have turned into, like, I'm just going to wear a firearm. Why? Because I don't want to get chased up the street with 3 people with knives. You understand? It's the, you always look at the equaliser, you understand?
After years of falling crime levels, violence, including knife crime, is on the rise again.
We are concerned about the supply of knives at street level, and one of the purposes of this operation is not only to target people who might be carrying knives, but also to look at places where knives might be supplied from. And we're doing a lot of work with retailers to that end to try and reduce the flow of knives, including these so-called zombie slayer knives that we have seen more frequently in recent times.
It's not a thing that you can stop, because all it takes is like, oh man, can I borrow that kitchen knife? And then the back of the street with a knife. So it's just like, what he meant by that is like, I'm trying to stop all like the custom, like the flipping, like the dudes with the samurai swords, the axe and all that. But the truth reality is, all they got to do is pop in the kitchen. They got a blade, so there you go.
The two young men in this car were among several we saw stopped and searched. They told us they understood the necessity for such operations.
There's more than enough young people dying, old people dying from whether it's knives, guns, fighting, whatever, etc. So if it wasn't for these guys, bloody hell, man, it'd be mayhem. So I'm grateful that they are here. Sometimes they do get on the nerves because, you know what, don't want to be in the cold all day, but they're here to do a job, man.
Exactly, bro. Like, all they do is to do a job, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, stuff comes out about the police all the time, this and that, bro. But the thing is, bro, they're under pressure, innit? Like, they're trying to do a job, you know what I mean? But yeah, as again, like, logically, like, he explained, like, how it is without them, like, let's say the country will be in tyranny, but there you go.
Back on the streets, the task force is en route to help local officers in East London deal with large-scale violence. One young man has been shot, another stabbed in retaliation.
The duty inspector at Hackney Borough has requested more units, including the Commissioner's Reserve, us, due to serious disorder. What the nature of that disorder we don't know yet, but we've been informed by our inspector we need to make our way.
Come on!
Police have chased the suspect with a knife, but there's a large crowd.
As reinforcements arrive to disperse groups of youths, various weapons have been seized, including this knife.
Oh my days, bro. What is the dude going skiing? Like, there you go. You see what I mean, bro? It's just like, they got out, like, look, I mean, just look at that. You know what I mean? It's just madness.
There's been like serious assaults tonight, and we are getting that tit for tat sort of gang mentality, like seeking retribution and stuff.
For this Met Police.
Do you know what that is? It's like, oh, you served up. What I mean by served up, I mean, like, you know what I mean, it's just another way of saying stab where I'm from and all that. But let's say when you get served up, and then the dudes that you served up has homies. Like, the thing is, reality is, what they're gonna do is they're gonna be back at you the next day or something, or they're gonna wait for you. Like, oh, they give, like, let's say the slip. Oh, you go to the shop, they'll be waiting around the corner, innit? Or let's say in the alleyway, they're gonna get you, innit? Like, there's consequences of running into like a large group.
Task Force, it was a relentless night of dealing with the consequences of knife crime and gang violence. Across the country this week, there will be many more operations like this one as police fight back against a growing menace.
Thank you for watching. Have a safe day.
Mark White, Sky News.